This is kind of apropos of nothing political, but I find it just absolutely fascinating. There's this is out of the UK. It's a town in England called Sussex, and a guy who owns a bar there, it's called the Gin Tub, has built what's called a Faraday shield, a Faraday cage. Now, Mr. Faraday was one of the early inventors in the electronics realm. The Faraday unit, as it was named after him, which is used to measure capacitance in capacitors, and although they're usually micro and millifarads or whatever. But anyhow, what a Faraday cage does is it blocks radio waves. It's basically just a metal screen or a metal shield. It depends on how well grounded it is and how fine the texture is. But if you take a metal screen and you surround a building with it, or if you cover your walls with it and then paint over it, but those metal screens are connected to an electrical ground, it will block all radio signals in and out of that room. And that's what this guy has done with his bar, the Gin Tub, and he did it so people can't use their cell phones. And he says he's tired of people coming in and not socializing with each other or with anyone else in the building. Instead, they just sit around and play with their phone. He said, I want people to socialize with the people they're with rather than the people they're not with. Took the bold decision. He wasn't going to use a jammer. He just used the Faraday cage so, people's phones aren't screwed up. He says, I had a lot of copper mesh, and I thought I'd do it. I was mucking about with it and see if it would block a signal, and it does when you put your phone in it. And what's particularly interesting about this is that he says when it comes to making emergency calls, the equivalent of 911, it's 999 in the UK, the bar has a landline phone in order to do so. He says it's the same as the London Underground. You can't, your phones don't work down there, but that's no more dangerous than my bar. And he says the response I've had is overwhelming. People enjoy the fact that they can only take pictures and then go outside to log in or check in. He said, I had one complaint from a customer, and she was sitting near the door. It was that she got a signal. So we moved her to another table where she couldn't get a signal. Should we be doing this? I mean, have we become a nation of smartphone addicts? So that's number one.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.